In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the most important qualities that you really need to survive in life. Now, first, I've been there. I have had some of the hardest times in my life in the past. I've had a stroke. That's why in some of these videos you'll hear me mess up my words and everything. A lot of that's due to the fact I had a stroke. I was sitting at work one day and I had a stroke at my desk. And like a knucklehead, I drove myself to the emergency room instead of calling an ambulance, but that's probably a subject for another video. I've lived in an apartment where I didn't know how to pay the bills. I couldn't turn the lights on at night because I had to keep my electric bill under like $20. And when you're living in Florida with the heat, keeping your electric bill under $20 is a feat in itself. I've shivered on the floor because I couldn't afford a bed and I couldn't afford a blanket. And I was shaking on the floor one night. I have been through things that I would not wish on my worst enemy, and they're even difficult to describe. And it's been sometimes it's for some of those events, it's been more than 10 years, and some of them still haunt me today. I have to say that. But there's one important lesson, one important quality I picked up through all that. It's called getting back up. When things knock you down in life, and things are going to knock you down in life, it's not like the movies, okay? Life is going to be hard. We've all seen the movies, and the good guy gets knocked down, and then there's the scene where he kind of reinvents himself, and there's a nice music and everything, and he gets back up, and Rocky gets back up and wins the fight or whatever. We've all seen that kind of garbage. What we don't see is the real hard work that happens in those moments in our life, and the real struggles we face. We all face struggles, but the most important point is that you get back up. You get back up from that crashing low, whatever that crashing low is, whether it's divorce, whether it's losing a family member, whether it's losing a pet, all these things can be absolutely devastating lows, whether it's a health problem. Let me tell you, one of the first things I did after I had a stroke. Sorry if I get choked up in this. A video on YouTube right here of this guy that also had a stroke, and he was getting on a frigging motorbike, and this dude could barely walk. Okay, he was in a far worse place than I was, and he had his motorbike modified. He was getting on his motorbike and driving down the road. And at that point, I was like, you know what? That guy had it way worse than me. He got his ass back up, and he got out there and carried on his life. That is the most important thing. When this BS, and it is BS, happens to you, whether it's through a health condition, whether it's through a job loss, whether it's through your wife walking out on you, or your girlfriend walking out on you, the cat dying, the dog dying, the goldfish dying, whatever nightmare that life has thrown you through its randomness, and it is randomness a lot of the time, the most important point is you get back up. And I guarantee out there somewhere, there is someone that's been through the same as you. And I absolutely guarantee as well, there is someone right now out there going through a lot worse than you. There is someone out there right now on this planet that is having a day in their life that is a billion times worse than yours. You're not alone. But the most important thing is that you get yourself back up. Get up. Actually, that is one of the lessons in Easter. We don't think about it that way. But if you think about it, Jesus tripped and fell several times carrying the cross. We all know we have a weight to carry. That's our cross. Whatever it is, whether it's a problematic relationship, whether it's a problematic job, whether it's you have to work away from home, there's a weight to carry. And sometimes under that weight, you are going to trip and fall. That's life. Maybe it's a health condition. You can't help that. You are at some point going to trip and fall. The important thing is that you get back up one more time. That's all life is telling you what to do. Get up one more time and keep going. Yes, after my stroke, I could have given up. I could have given up, claimed disability. I can't walk anymore. But whatever, claim disability and whatever I wanted to, I've got several degrees since then. I've got several important certifications since then. I've worked several jobs since then. I got my ass back up. I didn't let that label that life was putting on me push me down a certain path. I said, I'm going to get back up. I'm going to choose my own path. When life goes wrong, and life is going to go wrong sometimes, whether it's a car accident, whether it's an injury or it's an illness, you have to fight. You have to fight for what you want, not for what life wants. You have to push in a direction that you want to push, not be pushed around by life. If you do that, if you get up one more time, you will be successful. Don't let yourself be labeled by a problem or a condition. Don't let yourself say, oh, I'm too fat to lose the weight, or because of my heart condition, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. Or because I had a stroke, I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm not going to do that. You know what? I've done all that crap. Sorry for my language. I've done all that. I've done all that stuff. And I have been to the lowest points in my life. I've been down there. I've been there, and it's like in a horror movie. It really is when you're at that point. But when you're in a horror movie, what do? You ain't gonna look behind you. Don't look behind you. Don't look in the dark closet. Don't think about what's going on around you. If you're in a scary, horrible situation, don't think about what's going around you. Know where you're going. Put your blinders on like a horse. Head to where you want to go. Don't think about where you've been. And don't think about where you are. Know where you are, but don't think about it. Don't look around you because you can see some horrible, horrible things. When I was living on my own with no money, yeah, if I looked around me, I'd see some horrible, horrible things. I would realize like 1 week away from being homeless. I would realize that I couldn't pay any of my bills. But no, I kept looking forward. I kept looking exactly where I wanted to go. I didn't let myself become a victim. I let myself become a hero. That is what you need to do. If you're in that situation, that is what you need to do. And the best quality in life, the only quality that is going to keep you alive, is getting up one more time.